नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 23 and Text 8. Anye punaha bhagavataha bravaha vudvijrumbha vibramshita ardharachanaha kim urukramasya siddhasi bhungshva vibhava nijadharma dohan divyan narai duradigaha nupa vikriyabhihi अन्ये पुनर्भगवतो ब्रुव उद्विजृम्भा विभ्रंशितार्धरचना किमुरुक्रमस्य सिद्धासि भुङ्क्ष्व विभवान् निजधर्मदोहान् दिव्यान् नरै दुरधिगान् नृपविक्रयाभिः अन्ये पुनर्भगवतो ब्रुवभुज्विजृम्भा विभ्रांशितार्धरचना किमुरुक्रमस्य सिद्धासि भुङ्क्ष्व विभवान् निजधर्मदोहान् दिव्यान् नरै दुरधिगान् नृपविक्रयाभिः. भगवतो विभ्रांशितार्धरचना किमुरुक्रमस्य निजधर्मदोहान् चितारचना किमुरुक्रमस्य दासि भुङ्क्ष्व विभवान् निजधर्मदोहाम् दिव्यान् नरै दुर्दिगान् अन्ये others punaha again bhagavataha of the Lord, bravaha of the eyebrows, vudvijrumbha by the movement, vibramshita annihilated, ardharachanaha material achievements, kim what use, urukramasya of Lord Viṣṇu, fast stepping, siddha successful, asi you are, bhungshvam enjoy, vibhavan the gifts, nijadharma by our own principles of devotion. Dohan, gain. Divyan, transcendental. Naraihi, by persons. Duradigan, difficult to obtain. Nrupa Vikriyabihi, proud of aristocracy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Kardama Muni continued, what is the use of enjoyments other than the Lord's grace? All material achievements are subject to be annihilated simply by a movement of the eyebrows of Lord Viṣṇu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By your principles of devotion to your husband, you have achieved and can enjoy transcendental gifts, very rarely obtained by persons proud of aristocracy and material possessions. Please repeat. Kardama Muni continued, what is the use of enjoyments other than the Lord's grace? All material achievements are subject to be annihilated simply by a movement of the eyebrows of Lord Viṣṇu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By your principles of devotion to your husband, you have achieved and can enjoy transcendental gifts, very rarely obtained by persons proud of aristocracy and material possessions. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Chaitanya recommended that the greatest achievement of human life is to achieve the grace of the Lord, love of God. He said, Prema Pumadho Mahan. To achieve love of Godhead is the highest perfection of life. The same perfection is recommended by Kardama Muni to his wife. His wife belonged to a very aristocratic royal family. Generally, those who are very materialistic or who possess material wealth and prosperity are unable to appreciate the value of transcendental love of God. Although Devahuti was a princess coming from a very great royal family, fortunately she was under the supervision of her great husband, Kardama Muni, who offered her the best gift which can be bestowed in human life, the grace of the Lord or love of God. This grace of the Lord was achieved by Devahuti by the goodwill and satisfaction of her husband. She served her husband, who was a great devotee and saintly person, with great sincerity, love, affection and service. And Kardama Muni was satisfied. He willingly gave love of God, and he recommended that she accept it and enjoy it because he had already achieved it. Love of God is not an ordinary commodity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was worshipped by Rupa Goswami because he distributed love of God, Krishna Prem, to everyone. Rupa Goswami praised him as Mahavadanyaya, a greatly munificent personality, because he was freely distributing to everyone love of Godhead, which is achieved by wise men only after many, many births. Krishna Prema, Krishna consciousness, is the highest gift which can be bestowed on anyone whom we presume to love. One word used in this verse, Nijadharma Dohan, is very significant. Devahuti, as the wife of Kardama Muni, achieved an invaluable gift from her husband because she was very faithful to him. For a woman, the first principle of religion is to be faithful to her husband. If fortunately the husband is a great personality, then the combination is perfect and the lives of both the wife and husband are at once fulfilled. Dasansta Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Majnanatimirand Dasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatadeshatarane Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Kardama Muni is highly satisfied with the service of wife Devahuti, and here he is bestowing her the best gift a husband can give to the wife, and that is love of God. And he is saying that is the perfect grace of Krishna. Grace of the Supreme Lord comes in the form of love of God. This is the grace. So Kardama Muni is saying, what other enjoyment can be better than this grace of the Lord? Because all other achievements can be finished simply by moving the eyebrows of the Supreme Lord. Viṣṇu, he can destroy everything. So he is encouraging Devahuti that by your principles of religion, you got a very rare gift. Now you can enjoy, because this gift is generally not available to people who are full of aristocracy and material possessions. So this is, we can see here, Kardama Muni is having that wealth of love of God, Jai Radha Govinda, and that's how he is able to bestow upon Devahuti. Prabhupada is saying, if you presume to love someone, the best gift that you can give is this love of God. And that is given through the process of Krishna consciousness. So if you love someone, you presume to love someone, then the best way to recognize that love is to bestow them Krishna consciousness. So we hear this word love of God many times, love of Godhead. So this love of God means a natural affection for the Supreme Lord. Like a husband and wife, they have a natural love in this world, that a little hint we can get. So similarly, there is a natural affection between the living entity and Krishna. We all belong to Krishna's energy, so we are like predominated, and Krishna is the supreme predominator. So he is the supreme husband of all the energies. So the relation between the energy and the predominator is called love of God. So it is natural. This word is natural for the dealings between the living entity and the Supreme Lord, because after all, he is the supreme husband of all the energies. So because we are energy of Krishna, the affection is there in the heart of every living entity towards the Supreme Lord. Already that affection is there. Not just affection, there is a fascination for the Supreme Lord. But then, when the living entity comes to this world, because he gets fascinated by some products of this world, or some personalities of this world, that original affection for Krishna gets covered by layer after layer. One layer is one affection. So gradually the jiva's original affection for Krishna becomes perverted because of these layers, go on increasing the layers. I remember, I think this was a time when Apple is bringing a major revision in its mobile sequence. I think it is version 15 or something like that. And they have advertised all over what kind of features and the big billboards, notice boards you can see. And that particular day came, and in the Delhi there is only one store where this mobile is launched. And you can imagine there was a huge queue in front of the store to receive the first, the mobile. They want to get hold of something very precious, according to them, and there's a huge queue. In the beginning of the queue, there are two youngsters, and they came from a very far distance. They were standing there for more than 24 hours. And then the whole queue built up. He's going to pay a lot of money. Apple 15 probably will be 70-80K or 1 lakh rupees. It's a big amount for India. But currently Indians are not worried about money because they are having a lot of money. They want experience of possessing to the latest. So, and so the time came, somebody came and kind of cut the ribbon or whatever, and then the whole queue went inside, and these are the two boys who came outside with the mobile in the hand, and you can see they're smiling from ear to ear. It has reached up to here. And all the TV channels are shooting them. Some people came to interview them, how did you feel and what inspired you and all those things. They said, we are just fans of this Apple products. Next year, whatever may be the release, we will be the first. We will take it. So, whenever there is a new version comes, there is a great pull to upgrade to that new version. Then there is one person, he is having 50 shoes, 50 pairs of shoes. So somebody asked, how is that? He said, whenever there is a latest shoe comes into the market, I have to purchase. So anything that comes into the market, he'll purchase. So people have a tendency to upgrade to the latest. They're fascinated. They're charmed by that product, by those features of that product. They're calling this as I don't know, little difficult to pronounce, upgradatitis. It's a disease name. Upgradatitis. This is the name of the new phenomena. They want to continuously possess. So fascination for an object of this world, that sits as a layer on the original fascination for Krishna. The jiva is looking for Krishna, various features of Krishna, but here comes Maya and presents this mobile and say, Apple 15 is the one which is going to fulfill all your requirements. Whatever you are waiting for, whatever actually you are anticipating, it's all here. And it presents a mobile and its features. By describing those features, glorifying those features, it attracts the attention of some people, and that's how they make their business. See, the tendency is there. That affection is there, but that becomes covered, and then it perverts as what is known as lust. They lust, and hankering for lust increases. That means increase of lust is called greed. They become greedy to acquire more. This is what we see. So what is originally love of Krishna becomes perverted as this lusty business. And as the people become more lusty and greedy, the cruelty increases. They become very cruel. So that's what we see in this world. Everybody, we're all surrounded by a lot of cruelty. So here, that's why Kardama Muni is advising the wife, what is the use of enjoyments other than the Lord's grace? And you can see those two young men, they're so happy, they're enjoying after receiving that object. They're so happy. And Kardama Muni is saying, what is the use of such enjoyments? Why? Because Vibramshitadda Rachana Bhagavato Brva Vidvijrumba. If Vishnu's, just a movement of his eyebrows can destroy the entire material world. Here this man who got that phone, he knows, by next year I have to replace this. He already knows, it's not that. But still he is fascinated to possess the latest, to possess the best. There is a race to possess the best things in this world. So Kardama Muni is saying, even if you possess the entire world, just by a little movement of eyebrows of Lord Viṣṇu, it will be destroyed. So why are you running behind all this? This is not grace of Krishna. If somebody gets a nice phone or nice wife or nice this or nice that, it is not the grace of Krishna. Grace of Krishna is love, affection for him. If you can get little attracted to Krishna, you are feeling like doing more and more service to Krishna, that is the grace. Love means, in our Vaishnava Sampradaya, love means action. Anybody who takes more action for Krishna, Krishna's pleasure, he wants to see Krishna always happy, then he is having love. It is, and then if he is also having emotions, that is very good. Gradually, by doing services, first the anarthas will go. That means all our affections for unnecessary things will go away. That's why you see devotees practicing Krishna consciousness, they are not interested in all these possessions. Only if it is required for service of Krishna, then they show some interest. Otherwise, they are not interested in possessing these objects or these technologies for the sake of personal enjoyment. They are only interested if it has got any use in Krishna's service. So this is the mood of a devotee, that he considers any enhancement of service to Krishna as the real wealth. That is the wealth. What is the wealth that a devotee wants to gain? More and more and more and more and more of service of Krishna. And then slowly while serving, he wants to serve with love and affection. That's why it is called loving devotional service. Service has to be done lovingly, not grudgingly. सब क्या है, इतना आ गया, itna bada seva, this is grudgingly. But a devotee, he is not uh, worried about his personal discomfort. Sometimes these services may not be comfortable to our body, comfortable to our mind, comfortable to our egos, but still a devotee is not interested in those comforts. He is interested in how my services to Krishna can happen nicely. And if there is some internal things which are opposing that service, he rejects that internal opposition, he fights that opposition, and then he gives himself completely for the service of the Lord. This is the mood of a devotee. The whole world may collapse, crash down, so many things may happen, but a devotee ensures that that doesn't affect his services. This is our wealth. For a devotee, our wealth is the transcendental loving service of Krishna. This is service because we don't expect anything from the Lord. A devotee does services without any expectation for his personal comforts, personal enjoyment. So that's why it's called service. Now it is devotional service because with great devotion one renders this service. And then not only devotion, lovingly, with a great affection he serves. Because when there is an affection, no, you can repeat more and more. Repetition means love. Chanting one mantra, easy. But if you can repeat that mantra again, you have little affection, little more affection. If you can repeat that 16 rounds, very big. 64 rounds, yes, even more affection. So this is love. Day after day Mangalarati, day after day morning sadhana, day after day, this is love. And then it is transcendental. Moment you are absorbed in this service, 3 modes will not affect you. If we want to be free from the harassment of these 3 modes, this is the only technique. Just get absorbed in whatever service that is been given to us. The intelligence and the mind applied in executing our services is the best intelligence. And that kind of a focus will liberate us. A devotee who is absorbed and running around may look like a karmi, running around and then trying to get his works done, but actually this devotee is liberated. This is the secret of how we can come out of the influence of our minds on us. Use the mind to increase our focus on the service. Okay, because my wealth is my service, should I get attached to a specific service? I will do only this service? No. Whatever service is been given to us. A devotee is interested in the service that is bona fidely came to him. He is not deciding his own service. He is not deciding his own lifestyle. He follows the authorities. He follows the service that is coming in descending process, and then he accepts that service and he applies himself completely to it. So this is the great wealth. Since it is a wealth, how greedy we are in the outside world to accumulate ordinary wealth, similarly, one should be very greedy to accumulate this wealth of service. So greedy means is always open to more and more and more of service. This is contradictory to outside world. In the outside world, they want to escape service. They want to always, sit down, lie down, or escape from the scene of service. This is what outside world is. Sometimes we see these construction laborers. As soon as little this thing is, they'll immediately they take a break and then they sit down there until the supervisor comes, do karke. So devotees are not like. In fact, sometimes it becomes difficult to restrain the devotees because they are so fired up that they don't want to take even care of their health and this and that. They are always running around trying to do more and more services. We see that kind of a blessing in some devotees. They are fascinated and absorbed in the services that they don't care for any other abstractions or calculations. So here Kardama Muni is saying that this is the greatest grace one can attain. One can attain even now. If you can do your services nicely, that means you have love. Without love, who will do? One paisa nahi aa rahe. One nothing of material facility is not there. Nothing is there. But why is the devotee is doing so nicely? Because they have love. So more you do, more you develop love for Krishna, and that is the greatest blessing. Any questions? Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam.